Obviously, with the lock of the night issues we've been having in the last couple of weeks, we've had to rip up another Locky Trinity / Locky two-step ticket after this past weekend's UFC Vancouver. Stephanie Luciano did the damn thing. Melissa Croden even did the damn thing in our Locky Trinity. Unfortunately, it's Hyun Sung Park who ends up coming up short and getting finished by Bruno Silva in the third round of their matchup. To me, it seemed like he started a little bit too late, but we also need to credit the offense of Silva that seemed to muzzle the Park approach. So we're going to try to get back on track this week with another Locky two-step Locky Trinity parlay for you guys for this UFC 321 card. Quickly speaking about UFC 321, reminder, earlier this week I talked about bringing back the live stream, and I thought the best way to do it is on said birthday week. If you guys remember, it's birthday week for me, so I've been getting twisted and turned all week. And that will culminate with UFC 321 this Saturday. And I would love nothing more than to do a live stream with the diehards of the MMA Lock of the Night page, the subscribers. And the only way to really keep the negativity and trolls out of here is to put it behind a very small paywall. So what I'm planning on doing is putting a $2 tier out there on the YouTube memberships. If you guys just hit join under this video, you'll have access to it. So I'll start it off with the UFC 321 fight companion per se. We'll get fucked up together and watch the fights. And then moving forward, I'd like to do 2 streams a week, one on either Tuesday or Wednesday, talking about my full card breakdown that I'd have dropped a few days prior. And then on Saturdays of UFC Fight Days, I would go live for at least an hour to talk any last minute things that anybody wants to do. So if we hit 10 subscribers for the YouTube membership there, I will go live for UFC 321. Otherwise, I'll probably still start it the following week with the 2 pieces of content that I just talked to you guys about. So yeah, hop on that YouTube membership if you want to join in on the conversation, be a part of the community, and just have 2 live streams a week that you can depend upon to, get some content, some insight, all that good stuff. All right. I wasted too much time talking about that. Let's get right into the Locky two-step and Locky Trinity here. First step up in the Locky two-step is going to be Jailton Almeida, who's going up against Alexander Volkov. Now, this line has kind of been bouncing between -200 and -250 over the last few days. I was able to lock it in at -230 earlier this week when I dropped it for the Lock of the Night Patreon, folks. I think this is a great matchup for Almeida. Not a great striker, but his athleticism and speed allows him to get these takedowns and these dominant positions on the mat, which is where I think Volkov is very much going to struggle, especially with how dominant Almeida can be from that top position. I think that will lead to him getting a finish within 2 rounds here, but more importantly, stamping that first step in our Locky two-step. The second step, we're going to go to the main event with Tom Aspinall, who I've been a critic of for the large majority of his rise in the UFC, but he has proved me wrong time and time again. I eventually jumped on the train back when he fought Marcin Tybura and have been cashing ever since with some violent props, and I think he can come through once again here, which is why I don't mind parlaying him at this spot in our Locky two-step. I believe his speed and power will be the ultimate difference maker, and that will allow him to land that big shot on Gon, or allow him to change levels when Gon is not expecting him to, and then get to a dominant position from there and find a finish there too. So either way, I think both these guys get it done. I was able to lock in this parlay earlier this week at -126, and now with a little bit of reverse action on both guys, this parlay can now be had at -114. The Locky Trinity, though, there was some action on the fighter, so we are pretty much getting the same number. So let's quickly talk about that. If you want to lock in the Locky Trinity, we're going to go with Alexander Rakic, who takes on Azamat Murzakanov. Now, Rakic is looking to bounce back after a bit of a losing streak, which started with a knee injury that he suffered against former champion Jan Blachowicz. But this is a good matchup for him against the much smaller Azamat Murzakanov. I know Murzakanov is undefeated, but I think Rakic has the perfect tools to thwart that heavy-hitting style of Murzakanov, whether it's the calf-kicking style of Rakic or him looking for his own takedowns and utilizing his strength against Murzakanov. I think Rakic will do a good enough job in terms of staying away from the power of Murzakanov and allow Rakic to eventually find a finish of his own. So much so that I would put him in the Locky Trinity here. So earlier this week, he was plus 100, but now he finds himself closer to that minus 110, minus 115 line. And when I locked in this parlay for the Patreon folks, they were able to get plus 259. Now they're getting plus 259 as well. So there you guys go. All right, I'll be back tomorrow for the prop drop for UFC 321, as well as the Legacy Warriors podcast, breaking down LFA 220 for you guys. I'll see you guys then. Go Jays.